point. There we go. I'm even, like, early-ish. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call that early. Hi, everybody. What is it, my... I don't see nobody talking, so I don't know if I'm here or not. Am I here? Can you see me? Hi. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, love is all you need. I was concerned for a minute there, because I didn't know how long it took a while to kick in. Thank you very much. Okay, good. I was just making sure that I existed. You never know. You never know if you exist. It's very existential. My camera. No. Or ever. Thank you, Space Fox. That'll get us banned. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Lulz Gamer. I look different. What? I'm stuffed full of meat. Does that change how one looks? Thank you, Freckles, for the tier 2 sub. I am... It almost sent me into a coma. Thank you, Big Hoss. It was mid... The drive home today was just absolute... I'm barely conscious. Oh, thanks for ordering one of the Battle Buddies hoodies, Rivertam. I like them, honestly. They're really nice. Thank you, Nissa. Thank you, Rose. It's pretty light. Thank you, Red Rebel. Oh, man, it was a day, though. We got the holiday video thing came out, though I haven't seen it on the subreddit, so it's kind of weirdly under the radar a bit. Maya. No. Thank you, Dimasky Jester. Thank you, Nissa. Santa Joseph, your meat orgy. Oh, it was so good. And I got to do it twice because of the holiday video. Yes. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Juggernaut Griggs. If you haven't seen the holiday video, thank you, RRB Ricky. The holiday video was... Did it something to my hair? No. It's grown out slightly since the last time I was on the stream last week. But thank you, Sierra Tango. Oh, I guess there's a charity thing going on. That's cool. Make sure you throw a hashtag charity in there if you drop any bits tonight. Anyway, so where was I? The Fogo thing was with the holiday video. They just asked everybody, what is it that your dream day would be? Thank you, MJ. Yeah, I know, right? Twice. Thank you, Beth. And I responded with 2 words. It was meat buffet. Maya, dismount. Thank you, Tola. I said meat buffet, which ended up being Fogo. We could have gone a lot of directions with it, but Fogo de Chao is like a Brazilian-style steakhouse where they just walk around with skewers of meat. And you've got that thing I flip over at the beginning, which is red on one side and green on the other. Thing sounds like is the signal to go. When you flip that to green, that's when all the gauchos start stampeding towards your table with skewers of meat, which they will cut off slices of and just drop it on your plate, and they will be unrelenting until you yield. But for all of that, it's the tiny cheese puffs that I said I would drown myself in. That are really maybe the most delicious thing there. And I ate an obscene number of them today. I lost count. Me and Lindsay were bad for each other today in that we kept encouraging each other to eat more of them. Thank you, Moj. Welcome back. Good evening, Ryan. Thank you, Marlinator. Welcome back, Marlinator. Great Haunter, that's right. Achievement Hunter, the last episode that is not the recap of the season. There is a recap episode coming up. Thank you, CRD. Where we talk about a lot of things. Okay. Brief rant. Because I feel like I have to say this, and the more we can spread this knowledge, the better. I'm tired of seeing the comment. Thank you, JP Design. Every time someone comments about the demon summoning part of this episode that just went up, which is not a spoiler if you saw last week's episode because it's at the end of it, and we've talked about it a lot. Thank you, Seal. They're like, it was just going off because the EMF reader was next to the cell phone. Alright, kids, let's talk about perspective for a minute. I was sitting at the door to the cell. The camera was on the far side of the room on the sink/toilet, and then Jeremy was sitting on the bed right next to the camera. So, were you to view it this way, yes, it may all look like the items are close together. Hang on, I need something on the... all this stuff's gonna fall. Okay, here we go. We got... May look like these things are close together based on your camera view there. Say you cat named Mouse. But if you look at the camera view here, they're further apart. That's how perspective works. If you take a minute to really look at how the scene's laid out, you realize that Jeremy is much larger than he normally would be relative to me. As such, the EMF reader is not next to the phone at all. Even close. Not only that, but we frequently... Thank you, Saucy Sausage Wallet. Sassy Sausage Wallet. We are such the cynics throughout the show that inevitably, whenever something goes off like that, we always look for an excuse or a reason for it to be non-supernatural. We don't leave it in there. There's so many times where that EMF reader has gone nuts. Like there was at the church in the previous episode, the Pioneer Village. The EMF reader was going nuts anytime we got close to the altar, to the lectern, whatever you want to call it. But that, after extensive checking for what might be causing it, it turned out it was Lindsay's vest. So it's not in there. It's not in there. Thank you, Secret Town. The other thing is, I made a series of short videos that you probably haven't seen yet, because I don't think they're out yet. Thank you, Orca. Thank you, Beth. Weird blink behind Jeremy at that point. I did not. Thank you, Kia Cat. Oh, and thank you, Gary Dactyl. Thank you so much. It's very, very much appreciated. The other thing is, I made a series of very short videos that that our marketing department have now to hopefully kind of help encourage people to watch the show. That just goes through all the different bits of gear. At one point, I'm showing off the EMF meter, and as a demo, I'm like, and, you know, sometimes you get it close to stuff in the environment and it can cause it to go off. And I start touching it to my phone to try and prove that electrical devices can make it go off, and I literally can't make it go off with my phone. So, the EMF portion of that, while I'm still totally willing to believe, was not related to a demon at all. It wasn't my cell phone. So if we can just get that comment off, my phone was not the cause of it. I don't know what else to tell you. Is connected with a cult? No, it really doesn't matter. Thank you, relax. It could be that the phone's a demon, but I've tested it externally, or additionally. Thank you, V the Sailor. Thank you, Red Rebel. Maybe it was a demon phone. I don't know. The EMF was not my phone. That's all I gotta say. There are many things it could have been. Could have been something on Jeremy's vest. Don't know. But we did that whole thing where the difference was my phone went from here to here when I was talking to it in summoning Jesus. Maya, come on, man. Ah. While I was trying to summon Jesus, and it didn't go off. So there we go. That's all I got to say. Maya, don't you do it. Damn, that girl thirsty. Put it away. You either need a strap on or like a class to teach you how that works. Alright. But anyway, Achievement Hunter has been incredible to film. We've still got to film season 2. We've got one episode of that done, but that's it. That was another thing that came up a few times, is people thinking we'd had a lot more of it filmed than we do. Okay. Last, we shall finish Voltron, and I will set him to guard the house. Thank you, Varlinator. So you're saying your phone now only dialed 666. No, Gavin's phone is the one that got possessed while we were in Hellfire Caves. It really did just start typing things on its own, and but what does that prove? It's a Mac product. Apple, you know, they're just crap. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Malist. Didn't realize you had recently in the comments the question became annoying. Or it comes up a lot. And I keep explaining that it's perspective. And everyone, it's a part of it. A lot of people are just like, oh, maybe it's just the fact that the cell phone's close. But so many times that comment is delivered in the, those idiots didn't realize that his phone was next to the EMF. We're not dumb. We get it. We know how it works too. It annoys me only because I do so much to validate. Thank you, The Fall Reach. Thank you, Luke. So much to validate anytime we have any sort of reaction to anything. I test everything for where the signal might be coming from reliably. It's how we figured out that if you touch the EMF reader to the bed frame, it would cause it to spike. Thank you, Wolvie. Maya! You're about to go out of the room. You gotta get yourself under control. I can't have this. I'm gonna get banned by Twitch. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna make me do the full 30 days. They're not gonna let me off for 3. You gotta go. You gotta knock it off. This PG stream. Alright. But yeah, so I promise that when we put things into Achievement Hunter, it is because that we have really, really looked. And if we can find a reasonable reason, sure. We can find a reasonable explanation for why something is doing what it's doing, then I guarantee you that we will show you. Not trying to trick anybody with this show. I want it to be an honest exploration of what may or may not happen. Oh, thank you, Kia Cat. Thank you, Silent Wolf. That's the whole point, is for it to be honest. Because other shows are always looking to have just like the, see, something supernatural happened. We just want to see what's really going on. And whenever someone thinks that they've just outsmarted us because we weren't paying attention or something, it's frustrating. Like, I know, and believe me, sometimes I may miss something. But like in this instance, I put something in the wrong spot. But I really, really, really do everything I can to make sure that our results are clean. Just because I feel like that's necessary in what we're doing. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. Thank you, Lane. Clean, like, not what Maya was doing to him. Ow. That's Achievement Hunter for you guys, okay? I'm out here watching out for y'all. I'm out here just on the go scene, trying to make sure you guys get legitimate results. That's what I do for you. Thank you, Megan. The PG stream because you're painting your gun. I don't. I doesn't. I hope. I hope it's PG. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Cat Named Mouse. I'm the tech guy. Thank you, Beth. Zombie Cyclone, which is where it dies and comes back, and I don't think it was terrible. That does sound like something I will watch on theater mode. Absolutely. Thank you, Outlander. So, the episode that's coming up tomorrow, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. I don't know when the recap thing comes out. But we went and basically go through a lot of the results and see what we, just talk about we show a lot of behind the scenes moments. We show a lot of things that got cut, like the me at the claw game in Longleaf is in there. That's kind of funny because there's some stunts sometimes or some ideas that we have that just don't work. Occasionally does happen. Shocking, I know. And so you get to see a lot of that stuff in the recap video too. He's being built as a gift for Eli? No. This was as a gift for you. So Eli is intensely interested in it and will probably someday end up with it. When I'm willing to let go of my hard work and sacrifice it to the crucible of child playtime, which will inevitably lead to its death. I have a bunch of my old childhood toys that they got because my mom is incapable of throwing anything away, and watching them do bad things to Transformers for really old Transformers has been kind of sad. Thank you, Varlinator. Thank you, Cat Named Mouse. To those dealing with Finals Hell. Oh yeah, everybody in Final Hell, good luck. You can do it. Stay strong. Thank you, Varlinator. Looking forward to hearing more discussion over Jammers back. I think we've pretty much told everything we can. We definitely go over it again. But at a certain point, there's just nothing else we can say about it. We don't know exactly how it got there. We're interested as well. We're very curious. We're willing to accept that maybe something strange happened, but it's not definitive enough for us to go whole hog on it and say ghosts. Done. Thank you, Crazy Crat. Aside from the whole talk of demon, watch Achievement Hunter Christmas videos, and I think you guys got a better meal than Michael. Yes, I think I got a better meal than Michael, no question. The other thing is I didn't realize until afterwards how similar some of ours ended up being. I mean, Michael's and I were both kind of eating. I guess technically Matt's was sort of eating as well. He was just eating while playing something. That video is very oddly not surfaced. Hopefully it gets a release on YouTube or something so more people can see it. I thought the transition from the everything in that first transition. By the way, thank you, The Science By. Thank you, Cherokee X-Ray. Thank you, Moj. Some of the child killing stuff disturb you as a parent. You filming while you're building Legos. Well, Legos actually, because this was one of the stretch goals for Extra Life. So I happened to have bought this a while ago and I haven't put it together. So, and as for the child stuff, I mean, it's not something that's happening currently. Okay, it goes there. So, I mean, it's like historical. It's hard to get as disturbed by historical occurrences as it is by things that are happening in real time. Just because it's like, well, it sucks, but it's over and done with. There's nothing to be done about it now. So it's fucked up, but I mean, a lot of history kind of is, if you think about it. History is a lot of messed up stuff back to back. Thank you, Night Star Dragon. Thank you, Skybolt, the tier 2 sub, and thank you, Me Plays. Say something would be proof of ghost. What would it take for us to definitively say that we found a ghost? It's a good question. in my book, if I could just have a moment where even if I can't capture it on, um, in any sort of scientific medium, even if I can't lock it down and say, "Behold, world, there be the ghost." If I could at least have that moment where I feel it. Maya, come on! That's it. You're out of here. You're benched. Come back when you can control your libido. Emma, you're a trooper. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Peg Leg. Train Ganondorf on Super Smash. Oh God. If I could have that moment where I felt the touch of the supernatural. Even with the demon summoning thing, I wasn't really that concerned because I didn't feel anything. As I mentioned in the stream earlier today, thank you, Beerbox. After we did the demon summoning thing, and then we split back up into some groups, and some people went to a different area, and I was done for a little bit. So I volunteered to just go back in by myself, completely alone, into that entire building, and wander around the building where I had just summoned a demon. I went back in there by myself to just explore alone. And while I was walking around in there, I looked for a while. I tried to talk to spirits and ghosts and things like that. Thank you, Dex. Good job finish things early. Oh, well, you can do it. Get in there. So yeah, I went back into the building where I just summoned a demon, and after where we had those results where it lit up, and then Jeremy told me about it. But I went back in there because that's the show, right? Thank you, Megan. The Christmas tree is probably about 6 feet on the stand. It's slightly taller than I am in its stand. Thank you. It is hump day. You're right. This is what happens when you stream on Wednesday. You get the humps. Anyway, that's the whole point of the show that we're doing here, though, is to go into those situations and try and find something. And that's what I really want to do. I really want to find something. I want to have that moment where I look at or feel something supernatural interact with me somehow. And partially I think that went off kilter because I was in there for a couple minutes, and I heard like a banging noise upstairs, and so I actually got excited and started looking around trying to figure out where this bang had come from. I called and made sure that no one was in the building. I was completely alone, and I look and I look and I look and I look, and eventually, when I gave up after looking for, I think I was in there for like an hour trying to figure out what this noise was. Because it was like something happened. It's like, that's a noise. When people talk about, I went into a place and I keep hearing all these noises, like, I've heard a noise. Let me find the noise. Thank you, Cats Alive. And thank you, Walk Among Us. I think I've been the only one that's actually stayed in these places by myself for a longer stretch of time, to be honest. But anyway, so I heard the noise. I go searching throughout the building, trying to find the noise, trying to talk to the spirits, trying to talk to the demon. He's like, is that you, Shitty the demon? I don't know. Who is it? What happened? What's the noise? Give me something. Come to me, spirits. And I just get frustrated and eventually leave and go upstairs, and it turns out that there's one guy that's been sitting out there waiting for me to come out. And he's like, yeah, there's the sound guy got confused at one point and went to the wrong building. So, yeah, it was just him closing the door. Like, ah, come on. I thought I'd finally, because I really haven't. When you talk to people that go into these locations, they're always like, yeah, no, there are noises all the time. There's like bumps, there's grinds, there's people talking and moaning, and you just hear things all the time. And I want that. That's what I'm there to find. I'm desperately seeking that. Keep coming up empty. I just want it. I want it. I want to have it. I want it. I want to be proved wrong. I want to have that moment where I go, you know what, son of a bitch, you got me, and then it eats my soul. Hopefully not that last part. And I don't think, if it's the fact that in my heart of hearts I'm kind of cynical about it, then that's I don't know what else to do about that. I do my best to really kind of open my mind to the possibility of such things happening and existing. And I'm very legitimately talking to them whenever you see me chatting with the spirits. That's me trying to open a discourse. So, I don't know. So far, no bueno. Someday, maybe. Someday. The people that run these places, they're always so super nice, and they're always like, oh, man, I hear stuff in there all the time. All the time. And I don't know if the ghosts are just punking me or what. They're doing a good job of it. Now, would I recommend summoning a demon? Probably not. Just gonna say, on the off chance that I have doomed my soul eternally, let me take the hit. You guys just watch. It could be flux phage. I don't know. Maybe I am. But yeah, I'll take the hit. You guys watch me do it, and if something turns out bad for me in a few years, there you go. I will say, I had another little technical problem here at the house, and a light fixture in my bathroom fell off the wall. But again, things happen. Thank you, Base Love. Potentially, yeah. There might be some things in the work for the next season. We'll have to see. Boop. Okay, so it definitely not demons though that knocked it off. Thank you, Dex. Short haired, no beard Jeff is a seed Jeff. Yeah, right? He's really changed. No. Okay, so here's the thing though. I jumped up and looked at the wall fixture. Thank you, American Hellfire. Thank you, Beth. I guess, man, but people, again, you see these other ghost shows and they're always up in there and they're like, wow, we've been here like a day and all of a sudden so many results, so many things happening. Which I don't want to, I don't want to unfairly cast aspersions on anybody. But I'm starting to think that they fake it. Just maybe. Thank you. Planning on more locations outside the U.S. I think whenever we go somewhere outside the U.S., we always have the possibility of doing a hunt while we're there. So yes. The first episode of season 2 is another UK location, which I don't mind saying because we already filmed it. Anyway, so excited to have this be done. Not that I haven't really enjoyed the process. I want to see it together. But yeah, so I hopped up on climbed up there to look at the unit. And what had happened was, so like most lights mounted over, say, your sink or over the mirror in your bathroom, it was attached to the electrical box that was in the wall. That's just how you typically screw those into those things. Um, well, looks like whenever they installed it, they used a very tiny little screw and just kind of nicked the support when they were putting it in, so it was barely on there to begin with. It's been hanging on by a thread forever, as far as I can tell. Um, and the fact that it didn't fall off before that is kind of amazing. So that, I think, would not also not qualify as a demon. That just qualifies as shitty human workmanship, which I think we have a lot of these days. So it's I don't want to throw a ghost under the bus when I can throw a human under the bus instead. Thank you, Kwaka. We'll be doing hunts when you are come down to Australia. There are a few good places for it here. It's very possible. Very possible. Not gonna say, but maybe. Just maybe. Your country will soon be represented in the places we have not found a ghost. Shitty way to say no, isn't it? No, we're definitely not gonna do one there. Wink. And the next thing that I say will be a true. Something's awry. Oh, okay, I need to give it some little Angies. Oh no, they broke the code. They figured out that I meant yes. Don't tell anyone I said. Enjoyed your running of the Ouija board and your monologues. Good commitment. Thank you, Zafira. I would like to say that I'm more prepared for those things going in, but sometimes I don't know that we're doing that until we do it, and so it's leading the seance was entirely me winging it. The seance that they had kind of loosely set up for us was this goes. Seance that they had kind of loosely set up for, like, here's what we got. You know, the dildo made it in, but there were several other props for the part of the seance where we were trying to summon a ghost that didn't make it into the episode. Oh, thank you, Pack Monster. So far, I've been loving the drunk history portion. I really love doing those too. Thank you, Subasa. Thank you, Moj. These were actually presents for me. A present for me. Though Eli may end up with it after I'm done with it. I do a lot of Lego with him, obviously. Him and Living. And what it makes you really miss is being able to do Lego by yourself. Thank you, Back Monster, for the sub. And so these were kind of something I got for me, and then I did on a stream because that was one of the stretch goals for Extra Life. So yeah, someday if you had kids, you're gonna realize, boy, I miss being able to do the Lego myself and not have to wait on somebody else. Goes like that, and then because with kids, you gotta just let them do it because it's a learning experience and it makes their brains better. But then you're like, but I wanna. Oh yeah, just put the part right there, buddy. All right. Oh yeah, no, yep, you got it. Good job. All right. I feel like I missed something. Hold on. Maybe not. I put that on the wrong. No, that's gotta go there. Yeah. Something is not right. Where is it? Very confused. I mean, that looks like that. The only thing that's bothering me is I feel like this is supposed to be down here. Oh my god, thank you, Pegleg. Goodness gracious, I just missed that. Thank you so much, Pegleg. I really appreciate that. There's a package coming with 2 cans inside for Awu. Do with them as you please. No matter how many demons you summon, or if you talk or hail Satan, your soul's always able to be saved. Thanks to what's in the cans, or just like go to church? Thank you, Matosa. And thank you again, Tsubasa. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I can't really hear. My headphones aren't. Normally they make noises, and I can hear them when they're sitting there, but they're not making noises at the moment. Okay. Not wrong, but it certainly feels wrong. That goes like that, yes. I found it. There's a white little piece that goes right here. I heard that one. Thanks, Cyanide. Maybe it's just not turned up loud enough. Have you guys checked out the trans outlet? I have no idea. Thank you, Varlander. I have absolutely nothing to do with the selection of those places, and a lot of it is, people suggest things all the time, like go here, do this, do that. The truth of the matter is, it is way harder to get a place to let us do it than you might think. Most of them say no. So, having an idea for a place to do it is great, but in reality, most likely they're not going to let us film there. Which is a shame, because I know a lot of them are really cool. Thank you, Katie. Chance you can say happy birthday to my grandmother. Happy birthday, Valma. Goodness gracious, 81 years old. Well, happy birthday. Thank you so much for watching. Very interesting name too. But yeah, so Daniel and has a whole team of people that look into finding places for us to go and shoot. And a lot of times it falls apart, unfortunately, where someone will agree and then last minute they'll change their mind or they'll misbook it, or that's happened a few times where it's all set up and we're about to book our trip to go do it, and then they're like, oh, like this Thursday? Whoa, my bad. Sometimes they're not necessarily, they're making a living off of a place that's ghost tours. But, oh my god, I didn't realize that was a face until just that second. I built it and I didn't get it, and it's like, oh, that's Voltron's face. There it is. But yeah, so it's sometimes it's a little flaky. Sometimes they see what we do and just go, yeah, they're totally cool with this coming, they're cool with this coming, and then they finally see something that we did, and they're like, oh, no, no, not you guys. So, I'm sure that there's someone that can benefit from the all the suggestions. It is not me, unfortunately. I don't know what to do with them when offered. Okay. I'll put the wingy dings on. That goes that way. The head, and then this sits on here. Yeah. Thank you, MJ. Jeff said y'all were turned down by the Winchester house. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, that really makes me sad, because that was one of the places I would have loved to go, to have gone. Cool. Alright, let's see. Oh, down, what? Okay, we fold these up. And then this goes down here. And then I take one of the threes. Really uncertain what it's trying to tell me here. Stick that on there. And then it goes right here. Okay, got it. And then turn it over. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Katie. And thank you to your nan. Oh, I get it. Oh, that's cool. So it his face is the lower jaw, so it like folds up to make the lion head, and then folds down to be the face of Voltron. That's really cool. Thank you, Beth. Generally, wish you had time to go to Port Arthur in Tasmania, the worst prison in Australia. Goodness gracious! Not to mention penal prison, hanging, some cannibalism. Well, you're not having a good time until someone's eating somebody. Um, and thank you, MJ. I was so sad when he said that. I'd love to see it in place. You never know. I mean, we may get it turned around. At some point, we may make it happen. So here's hoping. In the future, at some point, we'll figure out a way to get in there. There we go. Lion has a head. Ah! Crap. This is why I can't let the kids play with it, because they'll just break it immediately. Because I did, and I'm an adult. Why has it got that little doohickey down there? Why do I feel like that means I missed something? It's got a little place to put a thing. Okay. There it is there with nothing on it, so I guess we're good. Thank you, Beth. Alexander Pierce, the first time he killed and ate his friends, the first time he killed and ate his friends, they didn't believe him, so they sent him to Tasmania. He escaped with some friends, and then killed and ate them. They found him with leftovers. They then hung, shot, and beheaded him, because why stop at just one? Is really what my takeaway from that. If you're gonna deal with someone like that, you might as well just go all for it. Okay, let's make some wings. And one of these. I can't believe how close that Australia trip is getting. It's gonna be here any day now. Oh, I apologize if I've been missing questions in the chat. I've been just trying to deal with the ones that are coming in on the notifications, but I promise I'll try and do better at, when I can, since I'm also building Lego, looking up and responding to other questions as well. Thank you, Beth. I don't blame him. I would want to make sure he's dead too. I really would want to make sure that he was dead. Thank you, Rogue Spear. Any plans to play the new expansion? There's a new expansion for Subnautica? I didn't even know, man. But now that you told me, I would be happy to play it. If it's good. Is there anything good in it? What's good? Arctic expansion. So, how does that tie in with the main game? Or does it? Is it just a new area you can go to in the main storyline, or is it something else? Not out yet. Standalone sequel. Okay. Yeah, you return to the planet. All icebergs, new creatures, and new larger monsters? Yeah, that queen thing was already just a real monster. It's one of those moments where the scale gets overwhelming in the game. Thank you, Megan. By the way, cannibalism is going to show up later. But what? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. That sounds terrifying. If I'm killed and eaten, Megan did it. Thank you, Godlike Coyote. You all saw he threatened to consume me ritualistically or something. We have it on tape. Not that that's ever stopped a politician. Thank you, Tan Man. MJ says we should not go on a date in Boston. New levels released for Doom after all these years. Kind of crazy. Okay. Her and I just agreed to an awkward date in Boston, and now I'm terrified. I mean, I've met Megan a few times, and she has not once consumed me. So I think you might be okay. But hey, no promises. I mean, don't pin it on me if something goes wrong. Thank you, Skybolt. I did say I was made of meat. You're not wrong. Thank you, Shan. I'm 100% meat where I am not bones. And gristle. Probably a lot of gristle. And like 60% Diet Coke. It's in there. I know it is. I may even be underestimating at 60. And right at this particular moment, there's a lot of cheese puff. An awful, awful large amount of cheese puff. Really cool. Oh, so many cheese puffs. So many cheese puffs. Ah, why did I do it to myself? Because it was so good. It was so good. So good. Go to Fogo, and I defy you to not love the cheese puffs. They're just so good. There we go. Thanks, Cyanide. Subnautica Below Zero. When Altera sets up an Arctic base to investigate the precursor race. It looks super cool, and should release in January, February. Absolutely, I'll play that. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Megan. So I can't not promise that I can't not. So an even number. Wait, that you will not. It, Okay, MJ, I'm gonna retract my earlier statement. She's definitely gonna eat you. I don't. Good luck. It's definitely the naughtiest thing ever said on this stream. Wind. Mic on? It is on. Why is that on? How do I? There. It's supposed to be disabled when it's in the up mode, but it was I just kept hearing wind blow on my head. Yeah, I mean, having done several episodes of Bad Sex Advice, and excusing the transfer of naughty to not E, I still feel like that statement holds true. We jumped genres a bit there in how we're talking about things, but hey Megan. Lava Bean's in a nice Chianti, as he says. Well, go anywhere. I need that. Oh, I don't want to embarrass him, but I do feel like I have to tell this story. Future Eli, stop watching for a second. Thank you, MJ. I'm going to go Fogo during our text because cheese puffs. The cheese puffs are 100% everything that I'm promising that they are. I will stand by that statement till I die. Of cheese puff induced diabetes. They're delicious, and if you don't think so, then you're wrong, and we can no longer be friends. Okay, future Eli's left the room. His class had a field trip to the aquarium today, and I guess at the aquarium they let him go into the gift shop for a bit. And Eli, being a young boy, they had some like shells or something that you could buy. he put one in his mouth and sucked on it for a bit. And then today, or this evening, became very distraught because he'd been concerned for the rest of the day. Because one of his friends told him that it had bacteria on it, and that because of the bacteria, he had a 1% chance of dying. Thank you, Moisture Head. And he was so upset about this that he was actually crying. As I suppose you would be if you were convinced by your friends that you had a 1% chance of dying from a food or a shell sucking incident. That's the give me that wing. Ah. Anyway, not only did I tell him that they typically bleach those things. Thank you, Wrath of Kings. Thank you, Boba Fett. Oh, 1 second. I'll finish the story and then I'll address that. So not only was did I tell him that he was going to be fine and there was nothing to be concerned about. I then also had to call his mother, I was like, your mom is a medical professional. She is, she's a doctor, so you should listen to her word if you don't believe me, but you need to listen to her because she's a doctor. And she kept a straight face about it for about 14 seconds. Thank you, Coco, the Asian Rager, and then Rager, and then just started laughing into the phone. So I had to encourage her to get her game face on real quick, and then readdress the issue. And thankfully, we were able to convince Eli that he is not, in fact, dying of some kind of gift shop shell-borne illness that was going to give him a 1% chance of death. There you, Dex. Okay, look, that's not how. Don't tell him. Alright, we are on to bag 11. Ironically, bag 16, the one that I opened by mistake, is still not up. Thank you, Flux. You realize you will be bombarded in cheese puffs at RTX now. It's also cheese puffs gross. They taste like weird cardboard covered in grease. Okay, when you're Flux Phage, you and I aren't talking about the same cheese puffs. I'm talking about Fogo de Chao. They're like, basically, they're like popovers, but with cheesy bread filling, sort of. Thank you, Varlanator. We're not talking about like the cheese puffs you get in a bag, like some kind of peasant food, all right? These are a fine, high-class puffed bread food, and they are delicious. Regular cheese puffs, get them out of here. That's like the food equivalent of a ball bearing, okay? Really have a lot of pieces left here. Well, let's just sweep them to the side and assume that everything's good. No. I'm talking about, they're about this big. They're little cylinders of cheesy, bready goodness. Thank you, Kitty Cat. Forgot to fill us in on the, oh, right, AH lunch. I'm circling back. Thank you, MJ. If you don't like it, well, make sure I'm getting everything, I promise. No, they're great. The lunch was great. Yeah, no, it's we've gotten to be such a large group though that in most cases you don't really see anybody else other than, I think I was sitting down next to Michael, Lindsay, Lewis, Jeremy, and Jack. That was pretty much the extent of my conversational world. Thank you, Catherine. Excuse me. Lunch was good. Oh, and Steffi. Steffi was down there too. Steffi wondered if I could find a cat for her at one point, which I told her I would be happy to. try and dump a cat on her, but it turns out she wanted some other cat that wasn't already owned. Thank you, Loki Dragon. Learn today. Don't get in between Ryan and Cheese Puffs. You don't. You don't get between me and Cheese Puffs ever. I'll kill you. Like before, every time I've said things like that, thank you. It's me, twin. It's me twins. It's Nest Twin. It is me, Stwin. I don't know, man. Thank you, MJ. Get her whatever cat she wants. She deserves it. The joke was that I was gonna try and give her one of mine, but anyway, oh right, I was threatening people. Yeah, no, before I'm always been joking, but you get between me and some of those cheesy poofs, I'll put you in the ground, man. Lindsay and I were down there. I stopped eating. This is how good it is. This is how good it is. Knowing what happens at the end of the meal, which is that they show up with a couple more baskets of the cheesy poofs just in case. I flipped my card over for the steak thing a little bit early. And oh my god, peg leg. Goodness gracious. Oh, thank you so much. Gosh, I really appreciate that. Oh, that buys so many cheesy poofs. I'm gonna die. Oh. Thank you so much, Peg. Like, I really, really appreciate. Merry Christmas. Or holidays, or whatever you celebrate. You're entirely too generous. And I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you, Nissa. Learn to make Ujeras, aka cheese puffs. Yeah, I mean you should because they're great. Thank you, Peg Leg. Goodness gracious. I need to go to. I used to run into you all the time whenever I was going to more conventions. I really want to try and go to more conventions again this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen or not. But I will do my best to be around it at more things. It's easier for folks like Michael and Lindsay who, their convention is kind of bringing them out there. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know if I want to make that leap to. Thank you, Varlinator. How long has this cheese poof saga been going on for? I mean, my love affair with cheesy poofs extends to the first time I went to that place. But it's a hard jump for me to make to do what that kind of like the autograph selling line. Thank you, Claudius Maximus. Thank you so much. I don't know that I'll ever be at the point where I want to do that. But that's kind of the only way to make it sustainable to hit a lot of these conventions in a year. Thank you, Morai. I think what I would do would be... I don't think I'd ever sell my signature. I mean, until Rooster Teeth falls apart and then I'm desperate and have no job skills, then absolutely I'll pimp myself out. I'll whore myself on the streets. Because what else am I going to do? But I did just say I was going to sell myself. That's funny. I was ahead of that. I jumped ahead of that. No, I have no job skills left. They're all gone. They're all gone. I used them all up. I haven't been really paying attention to what I'm doing here, but I've just been kind of making it look like the picture. Anyway, so, what the Ruby Girls, and I think what Michael does when he's there because of the conventions, it's like autograph lines where you sell your autograph, essentially. Thank you, Soli, Astra. And the convention kind of pays for you to come out there, and so that covers your flight and all that mess. I think the closest I would come to that would be if I was going to do something of that ilk, I would want to make something, be it like a print, more like what Meg does, where I'd have like a picture of one of the something I've done that might not be complete waste of your purchase to buy. I'd sell you a picture, But I wouldn't sell you my autograph because my autograph probably isn't worth anything. I have no faith in the value of my autograph. I don't know. I'll sign anything for freezies. That feels like the right thing to do. I don't know how that would work vis-a-vis though the autograph lines at those conventions and things though, because that's part of the business of how autographs work at conventions is they pay for certain people to come out there to sign autographs, and that's kind of a reciprocal thing for them because they make money off ticket sales, and they make money off ticket sales by convincing people to come to the convention frequently by saying, you know, this person will be there, come to see that person. That's how all the magic of money at a convention sort of works out. And again, I have no problem with people that are selling autographs. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that I feel like I would do it. And like I said, until I'm desperate, then absolutely. Of course, when I'm desperate, no one will want it. Thank you, Malicious Foot. Don't worry, my eventual sad decline. Someday. Somebody feed the YouTuber, please. I'll sign anything. Anything you want. Please. I have no idea what I'm building here. I think it's part of a leg strut, maybe? Oh yeah, this is the leg. Okay. Interesting, because it's a cocked piece. Will YouTube for money? Exactly the science behind. So it's all of this built up just so that it's at that extra little angle, which I guess is to simulate that rear leg being kind of tilted. They just don't have a piece that emulates that shape. Thank you, Beth. It is nice to know that there are amazing people out there. And Peg Leg has been a great example tonight, and all of you have been a great example tonight. But reminds me that this is a job that people, not that it's a job. That's the wrong way to put it. It reminds me that this is something that people see value in. That it is worth something to somebody what I do. Oh, you done messed up. You done messed up somewhere real good. Yep, sure did. Sure did. All the way back there. Okay, this first major teardown. Oh no. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kia Cat. Oh, have a good night. Merry Christmas. There we go. Take it all apart. You done bad. You done bad. There's a double layer thing here, and I missed it. Okay. Rip it all down. Okay. Pop this up there. Oh, I'm not shy. I'll go in with my teeth. Oh. Actually, that can sort of stay on there. Oh. There we go. Okay, so that goes there. This comes off. So first, this whole piece goes on there. Boink. And then this goes on here. There we go. There's a double layer effect, you see, that stacks it up a little bit higher. There we go. There we go. Let's assemble this thing back. Let's see. Use like a flathead screwdriver or something. I mean, I probably could, but don't. Suffer, teeth. Thank you, Beth. Need some good and bad advice. How do you stop your boss from rostering you on a double shift days? Have a 15-hour day coming up on across 2 boats. Well, that sounds like a nightmare. So, good advice or bad? Okay, good advice. Thank you, Only Draven. Now, obviously, I don't know what the labor laws are like in your country, but I think, especially with something like operating a boat, there's got to be a limit on the number of hours that you would be legally allowed to work doing such a thing, because that's a safety hazard. So I'd look into that, and then I'd also be curious if what the overtime situation's like. They would probably need to be. They would definitely need to be paying you overtime if you're working more than an X number of hours in a day. Don't let them con you with something like, well, unfortunately, some work this way. Some businesses work on the principle that if you work less than 40 hours a week, then it's not overtime, even if in any given day you work gratuitously more than a normal work shift. So I don't know how it works in your particular field, but that's certainly something you could look into, is whether you should be getting overtime accrued on a daily basis rather than on a weekly basis. Now, and there's also you can certainly. I assume you've asked, right? You've just gone and talked to them and said, "Hey, please stop. Don't. It hurts me, and I will not enjoy it." If you haven't done that, I do recommend giving that a shot, because you never underestimate occasionally people being human. Well, it's frequently they're also not. Right, there we go. A really solid, meaty looking leg chunk. Alright, flip it over. Since Jack started putting his together at work. Got the green line done. Hi. Hey, Katie. My aunt says your kids could probably do the Lego faster than you. I can use my teeth if I want. My kids could definitely not do it faster than me. And they almost certainly could not do it faster than me while also carrying on a conversation with the good people of the internet. I'd like to see them try. Except I wouldn't, because I don't let them do that. They frequently get on anyway. But I do my best. I do my best. And then I just go ahead and out Eli for being deathly afraid that he'd sucked a shell unto death. Thank you, Kawaka. Lego in the AX sounds like a bad idea. Oh, it definitely is. As it's already been very nearly moonballed once or twice. There are a lot of pieces still. This may actually, I was thinking I may need to play something at the end of this just to kind of have a little bit more time to the stream, but I don't know. At the rate I'm going, and that with the amount of stuff left to do, it could realistically take the rest of the time. But if not, we'll check something else out. Because, stuff. Right now, there's I heard there's an update to Blackout where it made things look more fallish. Is that true? Like everything is now all leafy and pretty looking. Okay. I completely do the thing that, oh, no, I didn't. Yep. But see, I almost fell for that trap where I just don't pay attention and I just start trying to make things look like a picture and then don't pay attention to the picture either. Because I'm dumb. No time to look at the trees when there's killing to do. I will take a moment now to actually look at the chat while I ask, are there any other questions that anyone has that they would like me to answer? And now I'll sip my Diet Coke while I wait. If there's more than one question that pops up, I'll just pick one of them and answer that. So be prepared for that to happen. Am I religious? Not particularly, no. I think maybe if I had to be considered anything, it would be agnostic. um, much like my opinion on ghosts, I am willing to believe that maybe there is a greater power to the universe. I like to believe that there is, because that comes with that comes the idea of a pleasant afterlife. For those that earn it, which we'll see. Maybe redemption's an option. But as again, also as with ghosts, I am by nature a very cynical man, and I feel like it has never been adequately really demonstrated to me that there's one particular religion that has gotten it right. So I believe wholeheartedly that whatever you believe may be your personal path to something, and I would never, question someone else's beliefs. No, I mean obviously there are some fringe ones out there that are a little bit. Where it starts to be a problem for me is if it interferes with the rights of others. Thank you, the Martian Man. If it interferes with someone else's right to live or believe what they want to believe, then I have a problem with it. But shy of that, or if it demands sacrifice or killing or things like that, that's probably not good. But short of that, hey, you may be on your own personal journey to whatever it is you need, and who am I to say no? That. So that's basically what I got about that. My birthday was good, thank you. My day has been good. It was any day filled with as much meat as I consumed is pretty much a good day in my book. Wait a minute. A day filled with meat is a joyous day. This what a small little foot thing to put at the end of this giant thick leg. That way. This way. Like huge quads, tiny little calf. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do with Lego, okay? I understand. And so, okay, pop this right on there. Hey, made him a tripod. Now he's like Violet. Oh no, I spun his head all the way around. Alright, let's just maybe. What's the least awkward way for you to sit until I finish the rest of you? I feel like that's still kind of awkward. Alright, now let's build the entire other leg and not mess this one up. Okay, sorry, was there any other questions? Exorcist Voltron, yeah. It's not the last piece, no. Thank you, Ace. Happy belated birthday. Any advice on how to get out of a hot tub? Oh no, I forgot to give bad advice for Beth for not doing double shifts. Okay, I'll do that as well. How to get out of a hot tub in Canada in the middle of winter. I mean, it's like ripping off a band-aid, right? You just got to do it. You're Canadian. You probably know that better than I. When dealing with the cold, it's largely just embrace the shrinkage and dive out of the pool, man. There's no easy or fun way to go about it. You're just gonna you're gonna have to let it take you. Just stay in there forever. You'll prune up, but it'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just absorb water through your skin, right? It'll be great. I think having done this once already, I would be much quicker at it, but I suspect that I will not be any faster at all. Oh, there it is. Thing, Megan. I'm drowning. What do I do? Swim! Just swim. Paddle your arms. Or eat MJ. You know, whichever happens first. Sorry, MJ. Guys. Gotta do what you gotta do. Bad advice, right. Okay, so bad advice for Beth as to how vis-a-vis getting out of doing bonus shifts. There you go. How I mine 4 fish. Okay, hold on. The bad advice for how you get out of a situation where your boss keeps scheduling you for 15 or like double shifts, 15-hour shifts, things like that. Again, I could go one way with it if I knew more about the laws of your area. Thank you. The scape goes whoosh. The cape goes whoosh. There we go. What's afraid of when changing of technology is affecting your kids? That's an interesting question. Give me a second on that one. Anyway, so bad advice for how to get out of 15-hour streams. I don't want to rehash bad advice that I've given on similar topics for this particular question. Because I feel like there's many things I could say that I've used before, like, you know, take over the company or start Armageddon. So let me see. What's a different way I can go? I assume that at the end of this, you would still like to have a job, and, you know, like a world with functional boats still in it. I'm just guessing that you want to emerge from this still employed and you know, not in an apocalyptic future where there is no longer water in the things that your boat, the lakes, rivers, or what streams, whatever it is. Okay, thank you, Beth. Okay, the boats have to make it out all right. All right, that limits my options a little bit, which is not necessarily bad. Okay, I can work with that. Very dense seas control the company. Apocalypse, both still have to work. Alright, let's see. Usually I'm better at giving people terrible advice, but taking me a minute on this one. Maybe it's the catharsis of the Lego. It's just putting me in such a mellow place that I'm having trouble coming up with terrible things to say. Could be. Could be. Oh, okay, I got it. There we go. Yeah. So it's you know, it's a slight modification, but you like the boats, and obviously you like being on the boats. You like captaining the boats. You like the boat culture. So what I think you need to do is really just embrace it wholeheartedly. You're just not going hard enough into the boat. What you need to do is become a pirate. Thank you, user moniker. You need to just become a pirate. It's Australia, right? So it's like it's all thieves and pirates anyway. So, I know you're on a steamboat, so your chances of catching anything are slim. Join the Dutch. The Dutch are always welcome to have you. As everyone in Australia immediately goes, whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, I mean, I think the intimidation of the steamboat, just chugga, chugga, chugga towards you, many of them will probably, boats now, many of the boats will just freeze in their tracks and wait for you to board. Make sure you got something truly piratey to take them with, though. You're going to need some kind of harpoon gun or regular, maybe black powder rifles would be good. Regular weaponry is just not going to be acceptable in this situation. You need something that's pretty serious. Speaking of which, I may be short a piece. Or I dropped one. Where'd you go, little buddy? Did I use a wrong piece in here somewhere? Nope. I need the other side of this clicky-clack. Hinge. Okay, I'm going to move everything that's not a hinge. Not another hinge piece. Did I drop it on the floor? Still in the back. Thank you guys, baby fire. What bag was this? 10, I think. Let's see. There's 11. Thank you, Varlander. Have to head off. Got Christmas things to do tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, bag number 11. Here's 11. There it is. With persistence. If I just believe in the power of Lego. Okay. So yeah, Beth, I'm going to go with Pirate. All the way. Now back to the Cape Goes Whoosh. What are you most afraid of with changing technology and how it affects your kids? I mean, obviously at this point, the major threat is what happens to the air. Will there still be air? Can they breathe it? Or will it be 1,000 degrees? My concern with technology at this moment is more, will it change fast enough to keep the world alive? Or is it going to be too slow to save us? I can say without a doubt that I have every confidence that when we get down to the wire, when it becomes inescapably evident that we are doomed within a certain amount of time, that the entirety of the world's efforts will suddenly become laser focused on fixing this planet or getting off of it. And technology is pretty amazing. I kind of hate to say this because it gives us an out in the present. Thank you, Beth. That's a great zombie plan. And when you're a pirate, make sure I get like a cut of your booty. That sounded wrong. I feel like I should get a percentage, is all I'm saying. There we go. Okay. I put it together right this time. Didn't I? Yes, that looks good. But yeah, so my main concern right now is not so much that emerging technologies will make them dumber or less capable. My kids, so far, pretty smart. Not worried about that so much as, though I get where you're coming from in terms of like memory and things like that. Whenever we all suffer from it, where if you no longer have to remember something, you can store a phone number in your phone. Suddenly, it's a world full of people that can't remember phone numbers anymore. So it makes sense. I can see how that's a problem, but I think for the most part that is not nearly going to be the issue as well. And obviously, weapons are a technology that concern me because we're never hurting for new ways to destroy ourselves. But I think once it comes down to the wire, not to give us an excuse in the present moment, we still absolutely need to do everything we can to mitigate the coming problems. But once we get to the point where it's already pretty. If you're a scientist, it's already incredibly obvious that we need to do things immediately. But since there's a lot of non-scientists living on the planet, or people that want to believe what they want to believe, but when it gets down to the wire where the governments really can't avoid it any longer, everyone's going to work their asses off to find a technological solution to the fact that the Earth is in danger. But again, that shouldn't give us an excuse in the present time. Thank you, user moniker. What's the best way to answer a phone call from a random? My favorite way to do it now is actually my Pixel 3 has a button that is just called screen call. So if I get a call from a phone number I don't recognize, I hit that and it answers the phone and starts reading. It's like, "Hi, this is the Google Assistant. The person is that you've just called is screening this call, but they'll get a transcript of everything that you say right now." I've not had a single person ever respond to that whenever I've used a random call on the screening. It's great. It's amazing. It's always, I'm sure people that are, well, it's not people. It's never people that are calling from those numbers. It's a machine that just wants to tell me about credit cards or something. Or lie to me. And tell me that I'm in mortal peril of something or other. So, if you don't have that, I just choose to be extremely vague. I don't know. Who is this? No, who are you? No, who are you? You tell me. I don't know who I am. Who are you? Really mess with their minds. Go back at them, Don't let them off the hook. They called your phone. They're obviously looking for an experience, man. So you just gotta, give them one, right? Oh, I found a piece that I was supposed to use on the other thing. Yeah, there we go. Goes on the toesies. That. You just try and break them down, figure out what their deal is. Wrong side. Try and sell them something, Get some products. Get some inventory. Start trying to move it. Try and sell back. Why not? You got them on the phone. You know they want to talk to you. You got them anyway. Just go ahead and try and sell them a shirt, man. Get some merch. Get your own merch line. Try and sell them an essential oil or something. Who knows? Blah, blah, blah. Where am I? Okay, wait a minute. Moniker, thank you guys, thank you for later. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Sexology. What's the scariest or spookiest experience you've ever had? I'm still chasing that, man. I wanna be spooked. I wanna be scared of something. I mean, not that I'm not scared of things. Obviously, my kids scare the crap out of me all the time. I'm just like, look, I can dangle off the edge of this precipice. Ah! I'm good. Thanks, Katie and Nan. But as far as spooky or non-corporeal threats, I haven't really. I got no good stories. I've just never really been that creeped out by anything that I've encountered. I'm supposed to be back like that. He's a little bow-legged. But he stands very much more like a bear than a lion. That is the conclusion of the Black Lion, ladies and gentlemen. The thick book is done. We left over only 5, actually. Though there's some from that earlier part. And then these things I keep thinking they're supposed to be relevant, and they've never come up again. But to be fair, none of them look like they make sense. It's like, here's an oil can. I think these little... And here's a drill. I don't know why a drill and an oil can. I can see their uses, maybe. But Why Voltron would need them, I don't know. All right, hold on. We still got more to do though, because we got to put the sword together, and then we got to assemble him into Voltron. Okay. The cape goes whoosh. So if, dear God, if we get to the point of no return, what's the split between people taking drastic measures to fix it versus society crumbling and people becoming selfish? I believe there's a different route society would take. Thank you, the cape goes whoosh. I think, honestly, most people will be so deep. What you see happening in the world today is a really great example of what you can expect to happen in that moment as well. People will put their heads in the sand and insist that nothing is going to happen. Oh my God! Pegleg! Ah! Pegleg! Thank you so much, buddy. Come on, you don't need to do that. I really, really, really appreciate it. But you please be taking care of yourself first. You're too generous. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I am looking for the other book because there's got to be more instructions for this. Because how else do you make the sword in the Voltron? I have no more books. Well, thank you, Pegleg. I really appreciate that. Something about apocalypse. Oh, right. We're pointing to return. I think people will just bury their heads in the sand. And I think they will just deny that anything is going to happen all the way through the end of the world. I think it's just what people do, though. We just have to keep telling ourselves that it's going to be alright, it's going to be alright, it's going to be alright, even if it's not going to be alright, because that's just the only way to function. Unless, if someone's finally identified as a comet headed this way or an asteroid, and the Earth is gonna get destroyed very imminently, then I think maybe society could start falling apart at that point. But I could just try and wing it, but I'm pretty sure my sword wouldn't come out looking right. Also, while I've kind of looked at it and I've got a pretty decent idea about how to turn this all into Voltron, I don't really know for sure. I will get to every question that's been asked there in the chat in just a second. Hold on. Somehow I feel like this is my children's fault. In these, right? Yeah. That's just a black lion. Okay. That's the blue one, green one, yellow one, red one. Blue one's a little thick. Has it got some extra in there? Nope. Yeah, I'm sure I can find it on the website. Whole book. Okay. Didn't throw anything away. Here we go. I got it. It's all a book. Okay. But yeah, so I think for the most part, humanity is pretty good at just pretending that nothing bad's going to happen for as long as they can. There's a lot of variations on Voltron, it looks like. In Spanish. Okay. The sword and shield. Alright. Where am I at? Oh, I see you trying to get away, piece. Oh, there's another one of these. Or did I just tuck that in? Thank you, Jinx Girl. I love you and the rest of the H crew for helping me cure my boredom. Keep me sane, especially through this last finals week. Good job, Jinx Girl. Hang in there. Graduate from Purdue University this Sunday. Congratulations! That is awesome. I know that will be a big relief and a big change. So I really wish you the best in whatever the next stage of life is for you. Glad that we could help you get to that point by distracting you a bit. I really should memorize that end bit of Midsummer Night's Dream. Puck's speech, I think, is very applicable so frequently for the end of our videos. Let's see. Thank you, Dex. I've been getting calls about my credit card account. I don't own a credit card. Absolutely. But you would if you answered. They would have no problem going, oh yeah, their favorite line in those things is, there's not currently a problem, but we still need to talk to you. Like, man, you don't need to talk to me because you don't represent me in any way. There's nothing that you need to say to me. In fact, I kind of hate you. I can always tell though, because it's not from my area code. If it's a number that I don't recognize from Georgia, then it's definitely a fake call. So that kind of helps. I can spot them real quick. There's the split. Go over that? No, it goes right there. Okay. Here. Shiny pieces. I don't remember him ever whipping out the shield in the series, but then again, I only saw like the first couple VHS collections, which didn't extend that far. Alright, let's see. Thank you, Ace Commando. Just answer your phone with an air horn and guarantee they won't ever call back. Also, is there going to be a video on the new GTA 5 DLC in the future age? We've already shot one. If I'm honest, thank you, Euclidarius. There's definitely a lot of stuff in that DLC that we can use for things. Some of the game modes are kind of meh. The, like, Carnage is, I mean, it may be a fun game type, but it just doesn't work great for our style of content. So some of the other ones we start branching out, and there's some interesting stuff in there. It's a really cool DLC. I mean, I don't want to knock it in the sense of it's got a lot of really interesting, fun mechanics. Though it does require. This is the first thing that I noticed was it's like, are you serious? You gotta buy another property to be able to play it. Thank you, Moused. Hold on one sec. So again, they're doing that thing where it's like, you know what you should do? Give us more money. Which I think at this point is getting a little out of control. Thank you, MJ. 1 second. I'll try and speed up and actually answer these questions at a more accelerated rate so that I'm not so far behind. But yeah, it's an interesting DLC. You do need to get the... if you want to unlock a lot of the things in it, you will need to get the mechanic. What is it called? It's not. It's like another mechanic. You'll need it to be able to like level up in that DLC, which is kind of frustrating for people that already own a lot of other properties. So there's that. If you're already frustrated by how many properties they want you to own to do other parts of it, there's just one more property again. So, be forewarned. That was actually one of the things I thought about doing tonight if I ended up having more time, was playing through that a bit, so just to level up. Because leveling up gets you... most of the stuff is accessible immediately in the vehicle upgrade section. If you wanted to just take that stuff out on the street. However, it's more expensive if you can pay to unlock it, or you can play to unlock it. And playing to unlock it, obviously it's cheaper. So, which shockingly, even with the power of Trevor card, we still try and do our best not to just waste money. So I will probably play some of that DLC on stream, maybe even Thursday. It's been awesome to have a community play date. and see if I can rank up and unlock some new stuff. Thank you, the Cape Goes Whoosh. Okay, hold on. I need to catch up. All right. Where was I? Thank you, JJ Ramps. Thank you for doing everything you do. It's been a rough year since I get out there and watching your content work. Horn. Oh, thank you, JJ. I hope you're feeling better though. And I'm happy that we could be a distraction for you. What's under here? Thank you, Pizza Priest of Yuki. Ha, Yuki. Oh, poor Yuki. We were doing so well. I'm sorry that I failed Yuki. That's a last stream with Meg reference. If you didn't see it, we got paired with someone in the new snow map, and we gave onto Yuki, and Yuki gave onto us knowledge and wisdom. And unfortunately, at the end, I was unable to control my bloodlust and shot at a team outside our building, who then came in and killed Yuki, much to my dismay. Thank you, Katie. I got that. Okay, thank Ka. Mining for fish. Yeah, you find some granite and just start whacking it with a fishing rod. I think that's all it takes, right? That's how that works. I don't know. Is it fishing you like cryptocurrency? What are we talking about here? You want an actual fish? Strip mine them. Throw nets in the water. You'll come up with a bunch. We're getting massive. Thank you, Pegleg. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Pegleg. Thank you, Andrea. Will the original Achieve shirts ever be available again? I tried finding them all in the store. I have no idea what they're doing with that rollout. It's very possible that I think they just keep moving with that stuff. I don't know that it will ever repeat or roll back to things that were already released. So the Achieve line is sort of its own entity. But that's the shield. Looks really cool. And I know very little about how it comes to be or gets made, or I know all I know about Achieve line is that periodically they're like, show up and wear this crap and do something for the pictures. They don't call it crap though. I probably shouldn't either. This is me being me. Actually, I really like a lot of the stuff that they've had in the Achieve line. That sounds like I'm redacting the statement, but my particular favorite from this last batch has been the one with the green lettering that says Achieve. Thank you, Sassy Sausage Wallet. Next RTX, they should hand out moon balls to every guest and have them throw it all at once. Oh my god, that would be disastrous. Know you not the power of Unleashed Moonball? It is not for the weak of heart. Thank you, Noel. Just tune in, need lots of sleep after math final. Question: how many episodes of Achievement Hunter until you get possessed by Satan? I keep offering, he keeps turning me down. Satan doesn't want me. Thank you, Darius. Thank you, Malice. What would you do if the insects of our planet found out they outnumbered us 200 million to 1 and rose up? Well, I got a salt gun in my house, and I ain't afraid to use it. They may outnumber me, drastically even, but I'm pretty sure I can still take them. That's if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think I'm not. I think again, science will win. It'll be really gross for a while, for sure. But we got this. That is something we can win, for sure. We can take out the insects, which unfortunately will probably end up taking out us as well because the ecosystem and whatnot. But we can at least die knowing that the insects did not win. All right. All right, MJ asks, how is filming with Fiona? Fiona's been doing really great. We definitely experiencing what it's like to be in the achievement hunter office, because half the time we try and film anything, it doesn't work even in the slightest. But no, she seems to fit in really well. You never know with people when they come in, because we are a very difficult bunch to sit down with. We, as compared to a lot of what other people do, we talk a lot. And we are not shy about just blasting over what someone else is saying if we think we got a better joke. So it is daunting to come into our office and try and sit down and mesh into what we do. We've been, I mean, that's not me saying that without having, I've heard that from multiple people that have come in and tried to integrate with our office. Now, we usually play pretty nice at first. It doesn't last, you know. Then once we get to know you, then we're no longer nice. Then we treat you like we treat anybody else that's in our office, which is a blessing and a curse, because we're not the nicest people to each other. But no. Oh, okay. I see where I went wrong there. Ow. You need to be one further out. But so far, she's hung in there really well. We have not scared her off yet either. That's another positive mark for us. He came once and went, "Oh, I can handle that," and came back. Not everybody does. um, Thank you, the Cape Goes Whoosh. What's been your passion in life? What drives you? What do you love to talk about? Because it's your niche. Um, I mean, if I had to say anything that I particularly enjoy, or that like I could sit down and have a long conversation about, um, usually it's something like computer hardware, or like Alfredo and I will sometimes get into it where we'll talk about um, how to maximize game or PC performance, and uh, things like that. That I can sit down and have a conversation about without trying too hard. So computers have really been the central driving force of my life in a lot of ways. That was, I grew up being fascinated with them, and okay, I grew up fascinated with them because they were new technology, and it was something that that not a lot of people knew what to do with, and I just loved that ability to just figure things out, and they always just sort of made sense to me. Um, sure, let's just say it goes that way. It doesn't go that way. That's what happens when you just say things. Uh, yeah, no, computers are what I do. Goo. Um, that's why I was the guy that fixed things in the office. Uh, it's just kind of been the what I was most naturally inclined to. Every field I've picked has been sort of connected to computers. All right, that's the sword. Very big. Anything? Nope. All looking good. All right, now it is time to assemble Voltron. But yeah, I can have a conversation. Crap, this definitely had to have gone somewhere. What is that for? It's a totally unique piece. Where does it go? Man, what did I do? Which piece does it go to? Does it go on the shield? See it on the shield. They just punking me by putting this in there? Punks. They're probably just punking me. Probably doesn't go there at all. Alright. Let's turn this sucker into Voltron. But yeah, that's probably my niche. Thank you, Sassy Sausage Wallet. Next RTX, they should hand out moonballs. Yeah, okay, we talked about that and how it would end society and reality as we know it. Thank you, Funky Panda Amber. Alfredo was saying, but not saying, that tomorrow H is doing a seed stream, Cat Films, for their Jungle Jam. Do you know who will be there? I have no idea. I actually don't know anything about it. I am not a font of information. Thank you, Noel. Tuning in, lots of sleep. Okay, possessed by Satan. Maybe I already am, or I keep inviting him and no one shows up. Thank you, Dark Hunter. Thank you, Jackmar. Hey, I read has there been or will there ever be more Taste Fist videos? Absolutely. I mean, next time Trouble in Terrorist Town happens, it's going to be in there. For murder, we moonball. For Trouble in Terrorist Town, we Taste Fist. It's just how it's come out. Thank you, Violet Steam. I learned today that I'm super stressed out while in school. A moonball can be really helpful, half because it's fun to play with, and half because all the fun memories y'all have made with them. Playing with it in one hand also helps me focus. They really are very cathartic. Even if you bounce off a wall, you just like playing catch with yourself. It's actually a lot of fun. Thank you, MJ. I really like. Thank you. I really like Fiona. So I was curious. Also, tips on summon Satan for my own benefit. I mean, you've seen the results of my attempts. If I had better tips, I would probably also not be able to give them because but it didn't. So, and since it didn't, I can't say that I have any good tips. I need a second Diet Coke to transform Voltron. Thank you, Mixed Ninjas, and thank you, Traily. I saw your Pride emote, and I want to say thank you for having it. I haven't seen any other streamers who have their own Pride emote. It's really nice to see, especially someone who's in the community get Pride. Absolutely. I mean, I can't claim that it was my idea. That was absolutely just community members who requested it. They made it, and I am more than happy to have it. So, thank you to the community. Okay. It's just like my thoughts with religion. I think anybody should do as long as it doesn't hurt someone else, you do whatever it is that makes you happy. Life is too brief to spend it being stressed about somebody else doing something. Just do what makes you you. Okay. Fold that in like this. Okay. And then front legs go that way. Walk forward. And then this thing actually rotates. Whoop. There we go. And clicks into place. And you spin these up. And you got a leg. So it's got that. Oh, it even says click click in here. Make sure you hear the click. Thank you, Rogue Spear. Hypnotized Lindsay last week's Hunter. I felt a little bad about that. I don't know anything about hypnotizing. Most of everything I do is just completely off the cuff. I like to say that I would prepare more for these sort of things, but we wing it so much that it just kind of works out that way. I don't know if I was hypnotizing her or not. You guys might be able to tell me better. What I was really going for there was just putting her in kind of a state where she might be receptive to the ghost that we were looking for, which in that case was a woman who had died by fire. But I might have been experimenting on a pregnant woman a little bit. But in my defense, I didn't think of that until afterwards. But yeah, so I was just putting her in the right mindset to to hopefully have a ghost experience. I've never hypnotized anybody or learned anything about hypnotizing anybody. So if I was doing something that was like hypnotizing, then that's kind of cool because I have no training or business doing it. Pop these on here. Looks like he's doing a push-up in the diagram. Hey Beth, please tell me you're not going to do all the weird noises moving when he's assembling. Oh, in the noises in the show were just like, like all the things locked in. Real? Thank you, some fat guy lulz. So you're awesome. Let's Plays Keep Chaos, May 10. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Fluxphage. You talking about pride stuff? It reminded me of a quote you really like. It's from Matt Mercer's D&D show, Critical Role, with a character named Percy DeRollo. Life needs things to live. That is a good quote. And absolutely true. It just, things have to happen to you and for you just to have experiences. And people have to let other people have those experiences too. Hold these up like this. Thank you, Pegleg. On those over the last few weeks, you had me in tears, especially with these Satan and who lives in a coffin under the ground. I still feel bad about that one. A little bit. Not bad enough not to repeat it just then, but thank you, Pegleg. Once I have this off, can't go back on this way. There we go. Up. This is I will say, one of the things I am worried about with kids these days. When I was a kid, man, my favorite thing ever was figuring out how to transform Transformers. My kids, they just keep asking me to do it for them. Like, come on, that's the fun part. Transform it, figure it out, do the thing. Okay, so this way looks like the blue goes on the right. Thank you, Noel. Lindsay and Hunter, you definitely seem like you're doing either guided meditation or hypnosis. With hypnosis, though, you can't convince someone to do something they wouldn't normally. Which, in Lindsay's case, though, what is that line exactly? What would she not normally say yes to? Don't know. Maybe bad things to a cat. I will be looking up hypnosis. I've had some interesting ideas for what I would like to do vis-a-vis that kind of idea in season 2. Hey, what I would like to do, and I will even tell you guys this right now because I don't feel like it's gonna spoil anything because you may not even see what I want to do. But it's occurred to me that what we could do to try and help our suggestible state is subject ourselves to a lot of very spooky stories, podcasts, music. Before we go into a haunt, actually preload ourselves with a lot of very unusual, dark things. I'm not exactly sure what, but listen to a really scary ghost stories, things like that. No Sleep Podcast, thank you, MJ. Yeah, things like that. Really put ourselves in that I'm already scared because of something mood. I don't know if it'd help or not, but it hurt. Or it could. And if it does, then that's kind of good. How that looks. Folded, tails in, that's up. Okay. This is his right arm. So I will be looking at how we can maybe encourage the proper mental state in season 2. I very honestly, I really do approach this whole thing as a science experiment, both for me and for everyone that goes in there with me. If I had to classify my thoughts about how I feel about the others going in Achievement Hunter, it is that they are my test subjects, and I am trying to think of the most interesting ways to get them to experience a ghost. That's not really how the show was designed exactly, but that may be how it works out. Because science. So that's why I'm very invested in studying hypnosis and coming up with stuff like that, because yeah, no, I really want to test this stuff. I want to understand it, and since it doesn't seem to be working on me all the time, I've got some more suggestible people, so I might as well suggest some things to them, right? I mean, what else am I gonna do? I want like a contact high from this. There we go. All right, we're almost there. Put that in. Okay. See that face. Okay. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Pegleg. All knows that last few weeks. Okay. Thank you, Skybolt. I completed it. The SpongeBob song. You're fine. Oh no, Sky. Thank you, Noel. A very awkward, entertaining Jesus had me laughing the hardest I've laughed in a long time. Very happy that you enjoyed that. Thank you, MJ. No Sleep Podcast. Thank you, Pegleg, for the music before the one on the hot suggest Cradle of Filth. Yes, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I still listen to crazy ass shit. I mean, hey, you never know unless you explore what there is out there. Thank you, Unicronos. And he'll form the head. And I've done it. I've formed the head. Thank you, the Cape Goes Whoosh. Neuropsychologist, if you'd like ways to heighten fear or alter their mentality before going in, just DM me and I can give you pointers. Yes, I would, actually. I would very much like that. Oh, interesting. You have to take it apart. Put it in his hand? Oh, it clips in. Okay. So, comes out. That's an interesting way to make sure it actually stays in there. So that piece is actually not supposed to be in when he's got the sword in hand. He's a righty. Hey, where are you going? Quit rolling away. Doesn't seem like that 100% fits that, but hey, I'm no Legoist. Thank you, Valtero. Take that piece out, which I did. Okay, well, that's how it goes. This doesn't seem to rotate all the way around like I would sort of want it to. Ah! Lost the chat feed. Eh. There we go. That's pretty good. Thank you, Delta. I'm using the stream to help me get motivation to apply for my master's in game design. Nice. Good luck. Did that computer go to sleep? Oh, you naughty computer. This is why I'm thinking about rebuilding you. Ah, I'm gonna have to log in and everything. Thank you, Ace Commando. Favorite TV show and movie. Ow! That popped in my ears. There we go. As I've said many times, I can't ever answer like what's your favorite anything question. I don't process favorite. I wish I knew how to answer those things. But what do I enjoy? I watch the hell out of the Stargate TV shows. I'm thinking about things that I enjoyed historically. There we go. We've done it. Voltron, the defender of the universe. That is quite a build. It's not. It's like 3 Diet Cokes tall. Thank you, Raven Bloodbane. Oh. So it's 10:30. That took, granted, while streaming, so it's a very distracted build, but that took altogether about 8.5 hours, right? About 3 hours per stream, and then 2.5 tonight. If the kids touch it, it'll completely explode. There's no playing with this. The things on it that move are you can articulate the arms a little bit, but he's having a little bit of trouble holding the sword up. Thanks, Sausage Wallet. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight with the shield either. Thank you, Lazy Blue Guy. Favorite movie? I don't even know, man. Shawshank Redemption's a really, really good movie. I think back, if I'm like, let me answer something arty. Shawshank Redemption. I'm thinking like immediately in the past few years, what have I really enjoyed the most? It's probably Avengers. Thank you, Mr. Selfish. Just from pure watchability. Bye, Liz. It is finally done. I want to kind of put it somewhere over there on the shelf so it can be displayed for a little while before it gets destroyed. Thank you, love, LJ. I don't know about ghosts, but if you're sick or mentally vulnerable, you're more likely to attract demons. I mean, thank you, Genevieve. Are you, or is it just that people that are sick or mentally vulnerable are more likely to think they're experiencing demons? I will get him on the shelf for a while, and eventually, the kids will definitely get their hands on him, and he will be destroyed. Oh, but it's such a nice Lego piece. God, I like it. I really like it a lot. I'm sort of in awe of it. When I was a kid, I had a lot of Lego pieces, but I never really had a lot of Lego sets. Um, you actually like gold blowing up Ultron. Oh my god. Thank you, Ace Commando. I never had a lot of sets, so everything I built was just I built a lot of. I was a big fan of BattleTech and MechWarrior, so I actually built my own mechs. And I don't know if this camera can see detail or that's interesting or not, but focus is a little soft. Thank you, Dex. Speaking of favorites, I recently read The Empty Box and the Zeroth Maria, Japanese light novel, and holy hell does it love to fuck with you and subvert expectations. You favorite? Oh, cool. Hey, Allison. Yeah, we can just sit here and we'll just take it in. I need to punch in on it. Hold on, I might even be able to do that. Let's see. Hey, Megan. Put it under glass or something. Anyway, so I built my own series of battle mechs from from just my Lego pieces, but I never really had any that were like assembled kits. They were just Legos. Oh, freak out on me here. You got this. Resume. We're going on a journey. I can't see though. He's out of the way. Can I move out of the way? Come on, you. There we go. Yeah. That's and tilts a little bit. There we go. There we go. Right there. Now zoom and enhance. Oh, oh, is focus getting soft? This is bad resolution. Let's see what happens. There he is. Defender. Oh wait, can I do? No, I can't. Voltron, Defender of the Galaxy. You fight. Wong. Oh no! He's a pacifist. They you love LJ. Demons like weak people because they're easier to possess. That's also a really interesting way to think about it. He did swing the sword at the demon. Are they more likely to see demons because demons aren't real and they're more likely to make something like that up? Or I feel like I'm doing Lego with Babish here. Hi guys. Today on Lego with Babish, we're building Voltron. Or are they just because they're in a mentally weakened state, just easier targets for evil spirits? He's a little knock-kneed. That's the only way you can get him, to stand. His hips aren't wide. He doesn't have those child-rearing hips. So he has to be kind of like spread. He's man-spreading a little bit. He's bot-spreading is what he's doing. But he's got a solid core. You got to give him that. It is a power stance. He's articulated at the elbows, but he's very prone to hyperflexation. Just kind of put his arms down and give him one of the There we go. Now he's Thank you, Usagi! Recommend anti-child super glue for Voltron. That would have been smart as I was building it, wouldn't it? I wasn't exactly sure which pieces of it would need to flex. Here, let me turn him so you can actually see like a profile shot. No, it's probably he skipped hip day. No, he's trim, man. He's got the V. Do it again. Thank you, Beth. Do you reckon wholesome sorts of YouTubers like Red Link could ever do a collab thing with AH? Maybe. You want to see the booty? We take it for a full spin here, bring him all the way around. Look, he doesn't have much in the glutes, but he does have a tail if you want. We can deploy that. He can be a little kind of like anime schoolgirl sort of thing. Like, okay. If I put it down though, it looks like he's got the dangle. So we'll keep it up. Thank you, Beth. Do you reckon also? Oh, sorry. Thank you. The cape goes swoosh. Use Voltron as an elf on the shelf. So we have an elf on the shelf, actually. The kids love trying to find him every day, so we have to get more and more creative with where we stick him. It is a Voltron booty stream. And I'm going to continue his rotation now, though. Oh shit! I can make him look. Hang on. I'm too sexy for this universe. Too sexy for this universe. So sexy it hurts. Thank you, Soccer Nate. Look at that. He's eye locking with you. He is sexing the camera so hard. You know what he's doing right now? Not only is he fighting Roe Beast, he's slaying hearts. Skull's got it. Oh, there he is. He's maintains eye contact so well though. Oh, he can tip his hat, or well, it's kind of like tip his skull to you. It's like, let me show you what my brain looks like. Ah! So where did they sit in this thing? I always wondered that. They never really showed. I think all the people ended up still in their separate lions. So like, it's great if you're the black lion because you're just like in the center of mass. You're the guy in the sword arm. You're just getting swung all over the place. I don't think that worked well for you. Would not be good. This for a second so I can actually see what's. I can't tell if the other camera's overlaying it. Oh no, it's working okay. Oh yeah, that looks really good in that shot. I didn't even realize. I don't. Yeah, they're. I think they sit in the heads most of the time. I don't think they come out of it. I can also give him like a jaunty angle to the wings. Can I? Maybe not. Nope, no bendy. I can give him like a windswept kind of look. Like now it's Voltron in a windstorm. Very strong windstorm. Oh god, there we go. I can't get the shield past the leg, so only one leg is flat, or only one arm is flapping in the wind, and he has his wrist doesn't turn much, so that's as far back. Oh, there goes that piece again. Definitely not a kid's toy. You couldn't give this to your kid and expect that it would still be a functional Voltron for more than a minute or two. Where did it go? There it is. This little bit right here likes to just pop off. There's no room for a hand, is what the issue is. The lion hand. You hide your lion hand. He's very expressive. They feel like they should move with his mood. I'm adjusting Voltron to try and get better reception. You kids won't remember a world when that was necessary. I like it. I'm proud of me for doing it. With only this small pile of extra pieces left. That definitely are just extra pieces. And not in any way mistakes. Look at that. That's hardly any for a kit this size. I know not everyone's under the age of 18. I'm just kidding. Most of you definitely know what the bunny ears on a TV looks like. Enjoying 7 Days to Die Alpha 17, Phoenix Beard asks. I am actually. It is much harder. Which I don't think is bad. Though leveling up looks like it's going to be a real problem. Thank you, Noel. Aww. Okay. Can certainly do more. It's been a lot of fun to do. Also looking forward to getting back to playing some video games. Gotta decide what I'm going to do on Thursday. Hey, figure out where these go. Just judging from how the other one looks. Thank you, Jadix. Yep, and next one's gonna be the Halo stream, or yeah, Halo 1. And again, I still haven't forgotten the one from last year. It takes a lot more finagling to get it done. So I did say I want to do GTA. That's tomorrow, though. Yeah, I can't put it together by tomorrow. I know I should have put it together a long time ago, but yeah, no, I may do GTA Community. It'd be on Xbox though. Sorry for anyone in GTA PC. But to level up, I actually need to spend some time with the Xbox GTA version and just unlock a bunch of stuff. Sorry, no, I'm sorry, MJ. I'm so sorry. It's just I need to actually unlock things on Xbox. A lot of those game types aren't necessarily. You can No. What do I think of cacti? They're prickly. You never know when I'm watching MJ. You just never know. Is GTA Monday becoming Rockstar Monday? It'll occasionally have Red Dead in there. Right now, we need Red Dead to have more content, really. There's not a lot to do. We're going to come up with our own things to do in it. But it's still we've still recorded a bunch of GTAs. So GTA is not going away, for sure. Red Dead's got a lot of content drops, I'm sure, that will come in the future. Though I think they're still going to lean heavy on GTA instead of letting Red Dead become its own full-on thing. Extra tires. I feel like those should have been somewhere. Just one. I've got 2 tires, but only 1 hub. He's got tires on the bottom of his feet. Wondering if it's going to break when I try and show you. There they are. He's got they're just little rubber nubs to stop him from sliding around. Alright. Thank you again, Pegleg. GTA hasn't happened yet? Awesome. Quick question. You and Gavin tried out the Ghost mode in Hitman 2. I have tried it on stream with Meg. So you guys enjoying it as well. We love the game, for sure. I haven't talked Gavin into anything yet. So I'm sure we will do it eventually, though. We just have been doing a lot more of the campaign stuff so far. Yeah, it's a nice chin, right? See if I can get this zoomed back out and we'll do bedtime story. It's 10:51. Gavin in the States? I have no idea where Gavin is. I can't keep up with that kid. Thank you, Anne. Oh, this is not Gundam. Thank you, Anne. Gundam. I drank from the wrong Coke can. That was the one I was drinking earlier. It was not a satisfying sip, if I'm honest. Welcome back. Okay. No, it's not Power Ranger. Oh. Here's the thing. Can I read it from here? Oh, darkness, my old friend. It's not an Evangelion. Though I wonder if they ever made a Lego version of that. I would build that. Did they ever do like a Serenity Lego build? Because that would be amazing. I would love to do that. I have to look that up now. Heard the ding. Hey, Katie. All right. Story time. All right. Megan requests an excerpt from the children's story Heckedy Pig by Audrey Wood. Interesting. Pig. Let me move it, please. Oh no, let me move it, please. All right, there we go. Load up. Make it zoom. Gimme. Congratulations, Dex. Well done. Thank you, Megan. Voices. All right. Voices. All right. The mother kissed her children goodbye and said, "Now be careful, and remember, don't let a stranger in and don't touch fire." The children locked the door behind her and began to play. Before long, a witch hobbled up on the road, pulling a heavy cart. She rapped at the window and called out, "I'm Heckedy Pig, and I've lost my leg. Let me in." We can't, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday called. Mother told us not to let a stranger in. Heckedy Pig took a pipe from her cape and stuck it in her mouth. Come now, sweet chickens, she called. All I need is a light for my pipe. Bring me a burning straw. We can't, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday called. Mother told us not to touch fire. Heckedy Pig reached in her cart and pulled out a sack. I'm sure your mother won't mind, she said. Look, if you let me in and light my pipe, I'll give you this. Leaning out the window, the children looked into the sack. They couldn't believe their eyes. Gold, they cried. For a sack of gold, we'll let you in and light your pipe. The children unlocked the door and let the witch in. They ran to the hearth and brought back burning sticks of straw to light her pipe. But when it was lit, Heckedy Pig threw the pipe to the floor and shouted, Now I've got you! And with that, the witch turned the children into food. Monday became bread. Tuesday became pie. Wednesday became milk. Thursday became porridge. Friday became fish. Saturday became cheese. And Sunday became roast rib. Heckedy Pig gathered up the food and loaded it into her cart. Without looking back, she pulled the cart down the road, over the bridge, through the town, across the field, and deep into the woods to her hut. So let that be a lesson. Don't open the door for a witch. Because she'll eat you. Just like Megan's gonna eat MJ. Right back to cannibalism. It's uncanny. I'm sorry, MJ. It's good luck, I guess. I mean, she's made it as clear as she can make it that she's definitely going to consume you. Thank you, Clarencer. I don't. She's sending out all the signals. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not looking good. Thank you, Beth. Going to go missing at PAX East. Alright, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me over the past few days as we built Voltron. Oh, he's got little ear flanges, too. This is supposed to be up. Oh, I left him dehorned the entire time. Thank you, cool cat lover. There we go. Now he's properly horny. That's not how that goes. Thank you, Derpass. I bring bad news. Boo just lost on Jeremy's stream. It was inevitable. Also, what? I thought he was playing Jackbox or something. You say these things on purpose. I mean, I do. Well, that one actually slipped out, to be honest. There's just, how should you describe that? How often am I interacting with something that has horns? How would I not call it horny? He's properly horny now. Or eerie. I guess they're more like ears. He has been horned. Sure. He's horning in. So was that Maya earlier? No, she's just being dominant, I think is what she's doing. I don't know why she suddenly decided she needs to be top bitch. And I mean that literally because she is a female dog. I'm not gonna raid Jeremy. Who's streaming that needs the raid more than Jeremy or Jack? I mean, I feel like we're at a certain level where if there's someone else that's streaming, we should definitely throw it to someone else first. Also, I imagine Jack and Jeremy are both wrapping up because they both started before I did. I don't think everybody's done. Because Caden is done. Steffi does do that. Bruce is streaming. Thank you, 7 Disc. Is Andy? That was the knife. It's okay though. Nothing happened. Yang? Who? Okay, it's okay. Yeah, it was the demon. It is the demon. You fell asleep at the wheel, Voltron. Come on. Alright. Well, we'll just leave. That's fine. You guys can raid whoever you like. Go somewhere. Go watch somebody. Have fun. Have a good night. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow. And like I said, it may be GTA tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'm a lazy bum. You're correct. Also, it's like way over there. The raid. Good night, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.